Hi, I'm Darley Newman, and I'm taking a classic American road trip along California's Central Coast, including historic Hearst Castle. We're driving iconic Highway 1 to explore some of the best of California's Central Coast, which stretches from Ventura, just north of Los Angeles, to Santa Clara, south of San Francisco. We'll be starting our adventures in Ventura, winding up through the Santa Ynez Valley to Solvang and into the Los Padres National Forest. Enjoying high adventures by Pismo, seafood and sustainability in Morro Bay, epic Hearst Castle, and those beloved elephant seals in San Simeon. Welcome to Travels with Darley in California. With beach towns, mountains, wineries, wildlife, and historic sites, California's Central Coast offers up diverse adventures that are easily accessible on a road trip. Our route will take us from Ventura to San Simeon, along parts of the famous Highway 1. On our 5-day trip, we'll cover over 200 miles of roadway. We'll be spending less than 5 hours total time in the car, and within that stretch, we'll cover a myriad of Central Coast diversity. One stop is never so far from the next, and the views in between are their own roadside cinema. We're starting our adventures northwest of LA in Ventura Harbor. This is a popular destination for kayaking, stand-up paddleboarding, boating, and you can even spot wildlife right in the marina. We're heading out on a boat cruise with Island Packers and Captain Lee.
We're going out to the Channel Islands National Marine Sanctuary and the Channel Islands National Park, and it looks like a beautiful day to be out on the water.
Not too bad here in California.
Just beautiful.
The Channel Islands are a UNESCO-designated biosphere reserve. These remarkable islands are home to over 2,000 plant and animal species, 145 of which are distinctive to the islands, found nowhere else in the world. Though the islands are not far from Ventura Harbor, they developed over 1,000 years in an isolated state, and as one of the least visited of the national parks, remain rugged and wild. On our trip out, the water is a little rough, but we're still able to see some wildlife.
The Channel Islands National Park are the 5 northern Channel Islands of Anacapa, Santa Cruz, Santa Rosa, San Miguel, and Santa Barbara Islands. And the boundaries go out to sea 1 nautical mile around each of the islands. That makes Channel Islands National Park unique in that it has as much land underwater as it does above. So we're going by Anacapa Island, 3 small islets. Today Anacapa is a spot for the birds, literally, 2 very large nesting colonies.
Soaring just behind our boat, we're followed by a flock of seagulls as we make our way further into the national park and finally back to shore. I'm exploring Ventura Harbor, stopping for a cone at Coastal Cone, home to the Fish Waffle Cone and one of the largest collections of ice cream flavors in California, and stopping for seafood chowder at one of the area's harborside restaurants to take in my first California sunset. We're traveling up the coast, hopping on and off famous Highway 1 as we make our way to explore the Santa Ynez Valley. We're hiking in the Los Padres National Forest and visiting Solvang, California's Little Denmark. We're starting out in Solvang with Daniel Lair, who was born and raised in this charming small city, known for its Danish heritage.
Solvang was actually founded back in 1911 by 3 Danish immigrants. Solvang, which literally means sunny fields, and that's when they started bringing all the other Danish immigrants over to help build this community.
And it's sunny here in Solvang.
Yeah, it's sunny in Solvang, absolutely.
We'll be eating our way through Solvang, including its many bakeries. So we're starting with an active tour in a Surrey bike. It's fun just to look at the architecture as you ride.
Yeah, absolutely. The architecture actually didn't happen until it was after 1947.
The Saturday Evening Post article put Solvang on the map. Tourists wanted to visit this quintessential Danish town in California, where residents wore Danish clothing and baked up pastries. While the town was Danish to the core, the architecture wasn't. So moving forward, new buildings were constructed in the Danish style to attract more visitors. Along with this tourism boom, the heritage of the town's local Danes was being fostered and preserved. So are there still a lot of old families that have been here for a long time that have their Danish roots?
Absolutely. So most of the businesses like the Mortensons, the Bergholms, those are the old traditions, the old kind of pastries that have been handed down. A lot of people from Denmark will come over here and they say, this is nothing like what it is in Denmark now, but this is just what my childhood was like.
I'm noticing a lot of bakeries as we cycle around Solvang, and in the name of potentially recommending some to you, I need to try the local goods. So Daniel and I start our food tour of Solvang.